Hi, I'm Olga, and before joining AVIDAN Poland, I worked for Playtika. Here today we had the pleasure to start this track with Playtika presentation. Basically, I was the first employee of Playtika, and thanks to our initial team, we have this track, Social Casino. So I'm glad to be here, even now from the different company. Basically, I want to start this from small story back from Playtika. We had Alex. Alex was a host inside of the game, inside of a Caesar slots game, and we liked him very much. And one day we decided that it's time for him to retire. And basically he was replaced, new Alex was hired. And here is normal question that comes to every game designer, to every game. Which Alex works properly? Which Alex is better? What do you think? For some people it doesn't matter, and for some people it matters because they prefer special image. So basically, when we design our social casinos, we start with welcome message and we say hi, hello, something standard. And the message could be the same, and the only difference between different casinos will be our approach to design. This design or that design, and some will focus on texts saying hi, here is our bonus. But the main remaining question is how we don't frighten our player in the very beginning, the very first message that they see. So which message will work better, which message will be perfect. And basically, as a decision point inside of our game is daily bonus. We are doing daily bonuses with one purpose, to make our user to come back tomorrow. So basically, here, what are we saying? Which daily message will be better? Like this, or maybe like this, or maybe this one. Basically, all three images are the same. Once a day you come and collect something, but which image is better? Which message works better? And basically, payment page. We are working so hard to make our users to pay. And by the end of the day, we design something, and sometimes we play with it, and it can look like this, or like that, or any other idea, but by the end of the day, all we want our users to do is to come here and to pay. Big question is if there are any perfect payment page, or perfect welcome message, or does it exist at all? Anything that is perfect. And basically, we think that in some cases, it's like with goals. There are no perfect goal, but some prefer one goal and some prefer different goal. So the real answer is that only by personalization you can hit your users. And here, Ellen will explain technology possibilities to make this happen, to make your casino or any other game perfect. Ellen?
So thank you, Olga, and hello, everyone. I'm Alan AVIDAN. And Olga just said that there's no one choice that is perfect for everyone, and we all agree, I think. But we do want to make the game perfect for as many players as possible. So how do we do that? How can we meet these two essentially conflicting objectives? And well, there is a way to do that. There is a way to make it perfect for everyone. So if you could just focus your attention on this animation, and we'll try to make it really a simple point. Okay, so as we peer into Ice Cream Park here, we see people playing and are lining up to buy ice cream. But everyone seems to be getting the very same exact flavor. And that leaves a lot of players unhappy. So one day, everything changed. And now Jerry, our ice cream man, has a new system. And instead of serving the same ice cream flavor to everyone, he now quickly scans each player's DNA and then serves them the flavor that makes them happy. And when your players are happy, a lot of good things happen, and that cash register starts ringing louder and louder. And that's kind of the essence of what we're saying. So let's recap what we know so far. Is that players are unique individuals with differing preferences at every turn of the game. And that serving everyone the very same choice variant produces a mediocre result and a much less than perfect result for your game. In simple terms, this means that your virality, your retention, your monetization, your engagement KPIs all suffer, and you're not doing as well as you could. And your revenue, your ARPU, your RPPU are all doing lower than you can otherwise achieve. And number 3 that we have learned so far is that there is a solution that makes it more perfect for everyone by dynamically serving personalized choices that are known to improve the user experience and consequently your results. This technology is called predictive personalization. Now, I know you're probably all technology fiends out there, so you probably want to know a little bit more about how it works, so I'll say a few words about that. So you need data. You need a lot of data. You need not big data, but really smart data. And you can get this data from various sources. You can get it from users' social graph, and from interest graphs, and from geodemographics. And you can get data from in-game and off-game behavioral data that's being collected, and you can get it from session data, and you can get it from various custom sources like CRMs and third-party databases and others. So it's really important to be able to know how to collect data, but it's all around you, and you usually don't need to pay an extra dime to get it. Now, if you ever played with data, you know that a big part of the job is to condition the data and then feed it into the algorithms, which automatically select the best available variant to maximize the objectives, which are typically revenue and some often virality. Now, the predictive algorithms themselves, if you are interested in that, also can vary a lot from one implementation to another, and you'll often run into various names like decision trees and random forests and genetic algorithms and neural networks and various regressions and other supervised and unsupervised hybrids. So these self-learning algorithms are generally fully automated, but always need a fresh supply of data to stay current. If you recall the movie, Feed Me, Feed Me. But anyway, you can imagine that the solution can be implemented also client-side or server-side and on mobile, web, or cross-platform. Okay, so that's just more a little bit on the technical side, but I want you to really look and take a look at this visual here. So if you really think deeply about it, you'll see that what we're really mentioning here is a novel segmentation scheme. And it's not only produces lift, meaning improves your result, but also gives you pretty exciting new type of insights that can help you understand who your user really is. And what is it about them that makes them decide on one choice or another at, let's say, the payment page or the call to action. So take a look at this dashboard report here. For example, looking at the very first, the orange box there, you can see this is an interesting division here. You see it's divided, the y-axis is divided from men and women. And then alongside you have time of day for basically the special item, the special event that occurs in your game. And notice how much information you're getting there. You have 3 different colors, red, blue, and purple. These represents the 3 variants that can be served. And notice how much new information are you getting here. It's really something that has not been seen before by any games. And once you understand how your players behave and what makes them tick, you can start changing your game accordingly to better fit them. Now, mind you, I want to remind you that these algorithms do 2 things. One is they produce a lift because they serve these 3 variants. These variants are all live. It's not just one of them. And the algorithms decide which ones to serve automatically to which player. And by doing that, by matching each personality with the right variant, you get a lift because people who get choices they like convert better. But in addition to that, you get this kind of information that allows you also to modify and grow your game and expand and add features because now you have a deeper understanding. Okay, so we're getting close to the end here, and I just wanted to say that predictive personalization can be a major game changer, not just literally, but figuratively as well. And I think that if you're a developer or publisher and can no longer afford to, stick with strategies that serve the same old variant to everyone. The one that's we used to call one size fits all. You shouldn't really be thinking in that direction anymore. It just ain't going to fly. Your users are starting to demand personalized variants, personalized treatment, VIP treatment. And this is why you should consider looking at all sorts of personalization techniques like this one. There are perhaps others as well. And with that, I want to thank you. You've been a perfect audience. And Olga and I thank you very much, and let me turn this back into Brock's hands and into any questions that you may have. Brock disappeared, so we'll just take the questions without him.
Do you have any questions? Please raise your hand, state your name and your company.
You got to have one question.
Yeah, this is Kjell from Spill Games. I have a question on personalization. You gave the examples of two Alexes, right?
Yes.
That's one example, but do you also apply that on challenge? On, let's say,
Yes.
That was the question I had.
This can be applied to any kind of activity, any point of decision. It will work well for example, if you take spiel games with wall posts and activities where your friends should click on and come back. Yes, we recognize that there is different tones and different messages. And basically think of such technologies that as a developer it takes you usually very long time to make 3 different wall posts for the same activity. By using our technology, you set up such a point, and then you just using dashboards. There are other, of course, technologies like ours, but basically, yes, you test different tones, different images, and then you just compare which one worked. And sometimes you discover that typical female wall posts are working for boys, older boys, younger boys, whatever.
Right. So you first check where they're coming from, all this data, and then you decide what content you put out there.
All this data, first of all, comes from the game because we are integrated into the game, and on the level of login, we fetch all the file of the user.
So if I could also add just a little bit to that. Again, the key to remember here that this is not just an A/B testing strategy where you select one that does the better job. The key is that there is no better job. That's what we're trying to drive here, is that there is no one single choice that fits everybody well. Some choices fit some people, some other choices fit other people. So the mastery of this art is to have all these choices available at each decision point like that. And then when you arrive at that decision point, we quickly scan your DNA and say, you are probably going to like option number 3. You're more likely to convert on option number 3, and you will get number 3 in real time. Okay?
Then one final question. How do I design a game with all these thousands of different possible variables that change according to my user? Because that sounds like triple the work.
Of course. So you don't need thousands, but how about 4 or 5? And they are variants of each other, so the amount of work is not that substantial. So if you do a payment page, and let's say one is ascending order, that is the high number, lower numbers in the payment page. Another variant could be the exact opposite, lower variant coming from high to low and from low to high. You can show bonus in percent, bonus in absolute numbers. These are all variants of each other. They're not that hard to design. So you limit yourself to 4 or 5. Over time, you can also swap ones. Here's one that's not performing well. Swap this one, add a different one. So it's a dynamic situation. So you don't need thousands. And the effort is, there is some new effort, but it's minimal.
Thank you.
Oh. Okay, so if there are no other questions, thank you very much again. Have a perfect day.